All right, y'all. So we back again. I did have another video in mind that I wanted to do today. So I did maybe the top three shoes that I wanted to see return, but that didn't work out too well. So today I'm going to be giving you guys the top 5 sneakers for summer and spring. Um, if you haven't already, please go check out my last video that I uploaded. I think I talked about the most anticipated sneakers remaining for 2025. In that video, I went over the Undefeated 4s, the Tokyo 5s, and the Steel 10s. So if you could, please go check that. Also, please make sure you like and comment and subscribe. This is, a new journey for me. I'm just starting out. We are a small community, but we are a growing community as well. So please just make sure you're engaging with the content. Tell a friend to, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, all that good stuff. Before we get started, I do have one honorable mention. I won't include this in the list because I use this sneaker as like my kind of like grab and go sneaker. I've worn it, pretty much into the ground to the point that I almost need a new pair, and it is the 2023 Reimagine White Cements. Yeah, and as you can see, the inside, the Nike Air is pretty much worn away, and the heel badge is changing colors, and the laces are pretty much sale at this point. They came like white, almost like Snow White, and now they're just sale. That's how many times I've already worn the shoes. So yeah, I couldn't include this on the list. So but it is a perfect summer and spring time shoe if you want to pick it up. I don't think it's reselling for too much. So my one honorable mention, the White Cement. So the next one that I have coming in at number 5, this is kind of an oldie, kind of like a throwback, but it is the Jordan 7 Hairs. This would typically go well in the spring, basically because of the tongue. It has a lot of like Easter colors in the tongue, and you could pull that off maybe if you wanted to wear it on Easter or something like that. But yeah, it could go well in the summer as well. But when I look at the shoe, I mainly think of Easter because of the tongue as well as the bottom as well. There are a lot of different colors down there at the bottom. But so it is time for a re-retro of the Hair 7s. They last released in 2015. It would be good to have these back with a newer shape and more updated specs. But yeah, it's wishful thinking at this point because retro 7s, they don't move the needle when it comes to reselling or selling in general. So moving right along to the next shoe, then coming in at number 4, we do have the Reimagine UNC 1s that released earlier this year, I think back in May. People didn't want to pick them up because they had the age or sale midsole right down there at the bottom, and they are currently still sitting in stores if you wanted to pick them up. But it's a perfect spring and summer shoe. I know it had some of the crackle material up here on the toe box and up here around the ankle collar as well, but they did the Lost and Founds in the same format, and those did crazy numbers. But when it came to these, nobody wanted to touch them. But yeah, it goes well in the summer. The bright UNC blue really pops. Yeah, so coming in at number 4, the UNC 1. So coming in at number 3, you do have a retro 3, the Fire Red 3s. They released back in 2022. Real simple retro 3, just red, fire red basic elephant print going around the back and around the toe box up there. So, you know, it's pretty simple to match up, and, you know, it looks great during the summer months. So I did try to refrain from using sneakers that released this year. I wanted to kind of go back and think of, you know, sneakers that released, you know, years prior, or sneakers that wasn't reselling for a crazy amount of money, just in case, you know, people may be on a budget or something like that. You know, just wanted to be a little bit creative and, you know, kind of think it through. So I felt like I did a good job with that. I don't have too many sneakers that released from this year. I know I had Reimagine UNC ones, but, you know, you can still get those. Some pairs you can get under retail at this point. So yeah, so coming in at number 2, I did recently just wear this shoe a couple of days ago. It is the military blue 4s, or the industrial blue 4s. You know, one thing I will say about this shoe, when you do wear it, the shade of blue is kind of, you know, difficult finding things that, you know, match this shade of blue. I guess that's probably why they included the industrial blue in the name. But you know, it is a perfect summer and spring shoe. You know, it doesn't take much to pick it up. I think it's going, you know, not under retail, but pretty much next to retail. It's not, you know, reselling for a crazy amount of dollars. So yeah, it's a nice spring and summer shoe. So coming in at number 2, you have the military blue 4s. So before we get into the number 1 shoe for spring and summer, we'll do just a quick recap. So coming in at number 5, you had the UNC Reimagine ones. Coming in at number 4, you have the Air 7s from 2015. Coming in at number 3, you have the Fire Red 3s from 2022. And coming in at number 2, you have the military blue or industrial blue 4s from 2024. And finally, last but not least, the number 1 shoe for spring and summer would be the, you know, 2025 white cement 4s. This is a perfect shoe for spring and summer. It's very simple, you know, pretty easy to pull off. Not a lot of colors in the shoe. Basically white, black, and gray, you know, predominantly neutral colors. So, you know, something easy to wear in the summer. It's not quite a, you know, an Air Force One, you know, an all white Air Force One, but, you know, there is a, you know, a hint of red on the tongue and on the bottom of the shoe as well. But, you know, you can't go wrong with, you know, white cement 4. So, and the good thing about these is they are not reselling for a high amount. If you want to pick up a pair, you are still able to. They are currently restocking almost every day on, you know, Finish Line, JD Sports, you know, all the foot sites. So before we get out of here, I am still currently waiting on my Grape 5s from the Sneakers app. They are scheduled to be delivered tomorrow, so, you know, hopefully we'll have a review and unboxing on the channel. You know, when I get them in, I'll do the same thing as usual. We'll, you know, go through it, break them down, and then hopefully we'll get a chance to throw them on feed as well. And like I tell you guys, all work is easy work when you're doing what you love to do. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all next time.